How do you handle sales rejection? As a founder, when you're pitching day in and day out, this is one of the major questions in your mind, right? But what if there is actually a method for you to handle these sales rejection very clearly and sometimes even turn into your advantage? That's exactly what we are going to say in today's video. Hi, I'm Serena Nanna Mundi, your sales doctor, and I'm so happy to meet you in this YouTube channel. So I run two companies, the Content Board and Landlord Digital. Content Board is a proper SEO agency wherein we help companies to rank on the first page of Google, not just through search engine ranking, but search engine, answer engine, and generative engine. So for all of these, we help our clients to be the answer to when ChatGPT's answer on which is the best company that provide a certain service. And under Landlord Digital, we help companies to set up sales automation systems and workflow that ensures that sales as a process is seamless, generate leads consistently, and you never had to worry about having a dry pipeline. So with that being said, let's move forward to today's video. How can you overcome or handle sales rejection? So the first step of handling a sales rejection, or let's say even identifying the reason, stands out to be just do not accept the fact that no is the answer. Dig in deeper. Why do you think your client is not ready to get your sale? Is it because the timing is off? Is it because they don't like your offer? Or is it a hundred of the other reasons that is actually stopping them? Because when you understand more about budget cycles, their priorities, or whether is it a value perception, or is it about the wrong fit, whether do they think this is not the right time for their offer? So asking the right follow-up question usually turns rejection into a data that you can use. So it's almost always okay to get a no if that's the answer, but always know what is the root cause of that no. Now, once you know that there is a no, never try to push it further or never try to push it into a sale almost immediately. Always trust that, okay, yes, it is a no right now, but this no is just for now. This is not permanent. But if you're taking rejection into your head and if you're responding to that, many times the client wouldn't come back. So even when you get a solid no, respect it. But always remember that this is just for now and this is not a permanent thing. And now, once you know that right now your client is not going forward to it for whatever reason, but now you know what the reason is, add them to a nurture funnel. A nurture funnel is the most essential component of your sales funnel because many times when you get an inquiry, the prospect is already looking forward to a solution. And so when they are looking forward to a solution, you give your answer, you give your solution as a pitch, and when you get a no, be it is it for a budget or for a fit of how your solutions fit in, or do they have some other alternatives, or are they looking for a specific approach that is not something that you are providing? So whatever may be the reason, now you clearly know the client is not going ahead with you, but that doesn't mean in future they wouldn't go ahead with you, right? But if you want them to anyway work with you in future or to even remember your name to establish that brand recall, you need to keep reminding them that you are one of the company that they spoke to, because every time when a prospect has a need, they speak to more than one company and ideally many of your competitors. What makes them remember you is how strongly are you leaving a mark. And for that, nurture funnels play a major role. So add them into a relevant either an email newsletter or in case of our company, we have a Substack. So the reason why we use Substack is because it is same as an email newsletter. But even if I'm adding a prospect today, they get to see all of my past editions. None of it get missed out. And the way how we use a company's blog, in a similar way, we use Substack. Almost every day, any one of the top line questions gets published. So here we have the tofu covered, and Substack as a platform also keeps adding subscriber to it. So it's a social media combined with an emailer. So we add up our prospects to it, which are a private email list, but every publication directly goes on to their email list. So the tofu is covered and the mofu is also covered because the middle of the funnel is where the nurture happens. And since we publish it on a regular basis, every week we share a detailed note that is about the case studies or value added driven points or how we approached a specific problem, things like that. So when we are going into more details once a week, the prospect tends to have let's say more like a relationship with us. And while the relationship is getting sturdy, the prospect will also know that okay, this is a company, I've been receiving content from them, I've been learning from them, and while these learnings are going on, they move closer to you, which means the next time when they hear about your services, almost automatically you're the company that they recommend, Trust me, it has worked with us a lot of times. So after every rejection, just understand that this just means a no today, not a no forever. But now, if you're very, let's say, if you're in a state where you say, I don't even want to take it to a next line, I want to ensure that there is a sales today. So, what can I do for it? Because almost every prospect is going for a no today. So, does it mean I should always look at the next level of pipeline and not for today? So, that is where downsell comes into play. So if you sell something to a prospect and if they turn it down, if budget or the longevity of the offer, because sometimes it might be like only if you work with them for 6 months you will get results. So in those cases, a client might say, "I would really appreciate a quicker win." So if this works, then then we can connect on a longer term. So in those cases, downselling something would be really good. So instead of directly pitching again, look at downsell. If possible, look at, let's say, selling a product of lower value or a short term value or something that will give them quick result or something that will give them a taste of them working with you. So that this way you can, it is more like a trial subscription but still with a pricing, with an invoicing, so that you both can set up your relationship right and then the next things can happen. But no matter what you do, document and learn from every single rejection. Track every single rejection, because ultimately the more you reason, the more you ask, and the more you learn, over time you will see the patterns of why you're not converting, why is every sales cycle extending. Because trust me when I say this, if your sales cycle is not closing in the short term, if you're continuously exceeding a timeline, then you're actually bleeding a company. So how do you stop that bleed? Deliberately work on it, deliberately track it. And when you track every rejection, you'll get a clear idea on where the patterns are, what are the red flags that are early in your pipeline, and sharpen the qualification criteria. So that the next time when you look at a new prospect, or the next time when you create a content, next time you're on a sales call, you will always perform better. So now I believe you got a brief idea about how you can handle rejections, regulate rejections, or even ensure that that does not come for the second time. So if you have any further questions that you would like me to answer, drop it on the comments. I would love to talk to you today. And if you want to connect with us and ensure that your pipeline is sorted, or build an auto sales automation system, or even train your sales team, do connect with me on LinkedIn at Serena Nanna Mundi. And until then, if you want to learn more about B2B sales, B2B lead generation, if you want to train your team on what are the different aspects of B2B things that they should know about, just head over to my profile, take up my playlist, and send it to your team, because this is a one stop resource that your team will need in order to get trained and ensure that your company is always growing a never ending pipeline. And if you don't want to build a team and outsource it, do drop us a team on LinkedIn and we'll handle your heavy lifting. So, with this, signing off for now, Serena Nanna Mundi, your sales doctor. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, subscribe to this YouTube channel and stay tuned for more B2B sales, sales automation, and best tips on how you can build your sales pipeline to grow your business. With this, see you on the next video.